Jessica has two flaws that make Bella dissing her perfectly okay. First, as stated before, she hangs out with blonde Lauren. Never mind that Jessica was friends with Lauren long before Bella arrived at Forks. She should stop hanging out with her because Bella doesn't like her. Second, she's a bit of a gossip, and babbles when she gets nervous. These are terrible, awful things to Bella when it's not being convenient. After all, she was the one who info-dumped all about the Cullens to Bella on her first day of school. If it weren't for Jessica, she wouldn't know a thing about any of them. In Eclipse, Bella also basically calls Jessica a rainy day friend, only there when she needs something out of Bella. But in New Moon, Bella does the exact same thing to her. Jess? My nose wrinkled as I cringed, waiting for her to turn on me. She twisted in her seat to face me, eyeing me incredulously. Are you talking to me, Bella? Of course, I widened my eyes to suggest innocence. What, do you need help with calculus? Her tone was a tad sour. No, I shook my head. Actually, I wanted to know if you would go out to the movies with me tonight. I really need a girls' night out. The words sounded stiff, like badly delivered lines, and she looked suspicious. Are you asking me? She asked, still unfriendly. You're the first person I think of when I want girl time, I smiled, and I hoped the smile looked genuine. It was probably true. She was at least the first person I thought of when I wanted to avoid Charlie. It amounted to the same thing. New Moon, PDF, pages 49 and 50. What a little hypocrite! It's bad of Jessica to use Bella, but it's perfectly okay for Bella to use Jessica. Yeah, alright. And look, she knows exactly what she's doing is wrong. Otherwise, she wouldn't make a mental note of widening her eyes to suggest innocence. As a bit of context here, Bella avoided speaking to Jessica for 4 months because her poor little heart was broken by Edward's leaving. And she wonders why Jessica's tone has a sour note, or why she was acting unfriendly. Our protagonist is such a wonderful, caring, thoughtful person. Then, while out, she puts her life and Jessica's life in danger, and doesn't understand why Jessica gets angry at her. In summary, she saw a guy who looked like one of the men who tried to gang rape her in Twilight, and thought she'd try to get him to hurt her. Jessica was appropriately freaked out, worried that Bella was having some kind of psychotic episode, and she was. But upon seeing it wasn't the same guy, Bella lost interest, yet she remained largely unrepentant about scaring Jessica. She says, I was surprised when Jessica stopped the car in front of my house. The ride had not taken long, but, short as it seemed, I wouldn't have thought that Jessica could go that long without speaking. Thanks for going out with me, Jess, I said as I opened my door. That was fun. I hope the fun was appropriate a word. Sure, she muttered. I'm sorry about after the movie. Whatever, Bella. She glared out the windshield instead of looking at me. She seemed to be growing angrier rather than getting over it. See you Monday? Yeah, bye. I gave up and shut the door. She drove away, still without looking at me. I'd forgotten her by the time I was inside. New Moon PDF, page 58. How dare Jessica be concerned for Bella's well-being? Some great, wonderful friend Bella is, forgetting Jessica as soon as she walks in her front door. But we're supposed to excuse her behavior because she's distraught over the loss of her one true love. Soulmate. But, bull, I say. Heartache is no reason to act like a selfish, inconsiderate bitch. With a death wish. So now, on to Bella's nemesis, Lauren. Bella loves to hate on Lauren because, in my opinion, Lauren sees her for exactly what she is. The official excuse is that she's just jealous, the favorite accusations of soothers everywhere. What do we know about Lauren? Well, she's blonde, white blonde specifically. Oh. And Meyer hates blonde women. Vain Rosalie is blonde. The whore, Tanya, is a strawberry blonde, which is either red or blonde, depending on who you talk to. Her sister, Irina, who ratted Renee Thingy, existence out to the vulture poultry, was blonde until they brutally killed her for no good reason. Myra personally takes her revenge against them through Lauren in New Moon. I barely recognized Lauren. She'd cut off all her blonde corn silk hair. Now she had a pixie cut so short that the back was shaved like a boy. What an odd thing for her to do. I wished I knew the reason behind it. Did she get gum stuck in it? Did she sell it? Had all the people she was habitually nasty to caught her behind the gym and scalped her? New Moon PDF, page 76. I wish I knew the reason for it, too. This act seems so random for Meyer to have included without explanation. The only thing I can think of is metaphoric castration, if you will. In the story of Samson and Delilah, Samson's immense physical strength comes from his long hair, and when it was cut, he's powerless. And so it is with Lauren. When she inexplicitly gets her head shaved, Bella can no longer take her seriously. Therefore, she stops being a threat. We hardly get any mention of her again, and when we do, Bella calls her evil outright. See the earlier quote in Eclipse, PDF, page 7. She's evil just because she dislikes Bella. If that isn't a red flag, that Bella Swan is in fact a Mary Sue, you really don't understand what makes Sue's tick. But again, we're supposed to side with Bella on this. Lauren never liked her. She never even gave Bella a chance. Never mind that in Twilight, Bella complains at length about so many people wanting to be her friend when all she wants to be is left alone. No, that doesn't matter. Talk about damned if you do, damned if you don't. Either she's antisocial or she wants everyone to love her. Pick one and stick with it, Meyer. But no, this contradiction is what enables twihards from all walks of life to connect to Bella. I'd say it was all very clever if I didn't think it was completely subconscious on the author's part. Bella's hatred of people who aren't herself or her precious Edward is mirrored by the attitudes of the twihards. Already it has spawned Twilight Nerd 100, who told me to watch a video demanding that I suffocate myself with a plastic bag. Though Twilight Nerd later apologized, he or she still said it in the first place, and meant it. And Twilight Protector, who frothed about how they thought God was on his or her side, and basically putting her in the divine right. I'm still hoping that was a troll, but I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if it was completely serious. If you visit the Edward Cullen abusive boyfriend thread on Gaia, you can see all kinds of rabid fans telling the thread's originator that they'd physically attack her if they ever saw her in person. And then there's the girl who told an auntie named Blue Liz that she hoped the woman miscarried her twins because the girl thought she didn't deserve them. Why? Because all of us dislike Twilight, and we aren't afraid to speak up about it. In other words, it's because we disagree with the Twihards. They see it as a personal attack, and won't hesitate to attack back. Not conceding to their opinions makes us evil in their eyes, just like James and company, just like the Volturi, just like Lauren. And, as far as they're concerned, that gives them full permission to lash out brutally without restraint. To aim for blood, if you will. After all, evil people deserve to suffer.